Hey there, everybody. I hope you had a great week and you're in a safe place and you're well. I just wanted to check in with you during this Facebook Live to see how you're doing and offer you some tips. Hey, Kathy. So while people are beginning to sign in, we're going to talk about your happy place, as we call it in the Silva Method, your ideal place of relaxation that will help you to stay calm and peaceful and serene, joyful even, and certainly balanced. Hey, Kathy. Hello. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Those of you who will be watching the replay, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to just talk a little bit, say hello. I want to shout out to people as they sign in and acknowledge your presence. It's been quite a few weeks, hasn't it? And then we'll start, and I'll actually do a little short guided meditation that you can very easily duplicate on your own. It's a tool, a resource that you can do in 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, as long as you like, and truly get some results. And I'll explain why, the science behind that. Especially if excuse me, I didn't put Do Not Disturb on and getting a phone call. But anyway, hey, Raf. Mr. Raf, yes, in the house. Anyway, I love doing this for you guys, and as I was saying, it's been quite a month since the end of March, for some of us longer, and I sincerely hope that what I do with you here today can be of value to help you just kind of get through this in a good place, come out of it even better than before, to keep balanced. Because the danger, the risk is, and you know this, if we go into fear, if we're allowing ourselves to get that 24/7 bombardment from the news, and don't get me wrong, I'm not minimizing, we do need to be mindful of what's going on, we do need to have the alerts, we do need to be advised. Carol King, a local yokel, hey Carol, Farmington, the real estate agent for the Farmington Valley. And Simona, hey Simona, if I remember, you're from Romania. It's getting close to bedtime, isn't it? Anyway, the danger is if we go into fear, that puts us in survival mode, which puts us into a feeling of desperation. And you've heard the expression in business, it's something about him or her, they're just too hungry. Well, desperate people do desperate things, meaning we don't think clearly, we don't process properly, we gain a negative, pessimistic perspective. And that perspective weakens our immune system, makes us more vulnerable to infectious disease, but then we lose confidence, we don't make good decisions. So it's really not just during this pandemic, at any time in our lives, it is essential that we stay hopeful and optimistic, because the principle here is whatever you give attention to, you give energy to. And whatever you give energy to will grow and multiply. And perhaps you know that. So even though you know it, are you practicing it? And that's my intention here, is just some friendly reminders and or some tips for people to help you stay balanced and peaceful. Because we'll get through this. I know you've heard everybody say, we're in this together. Yes, we are. And we'll get through this. And I'm approaching 69 this year, I had to think for that. And I've lived through more than a few economic setbacks. I've lived through more than a few scares with, not quite as serious as this pandemic, but others. And when we learn the lesson, when we allow the light to shine on the problems, what needs attention, we always come out of it better and stronger than before. At least that's been my experience for me, because I have these tools and I use them, and I hope the same for you. And with that, Handan, it'd be funny if you folks said where you're from, because I don't remember. I know, Rafa, I think you're in Florida now. Carol's here, if you don't mind me saying, Farmington. Simona, you're in Romania. I think in Bucharesti. I think you're in the Baltic States. In Estonia, if I'm remembering. Italy. Oh, you're in Italy, Simona. Hey, Paisan. Come sta? As though I was raised in an Italian household too. My mother's from Calabria, my father's from Bari. And Anyway, so let's get busy. I waited some time. Again, thank you. If you happen to be watching the replay, I'll repeat myself, or if you came in late. I just want to share with you some thoughts, some tips about your happy place. In the Silva Method program, which has been around since 1966, guys, I've been one of the earliest instructors. What is it, for me, 49 years, I had to think. Time flies. But we call it the ideal place of relaxation. So here's the principle. Estonia, yes, I knew. Hey, my memory's working. Who said that as you get older, your memory wanes? Has less to do with age, right? More to do with your state of mind and body. So anyway, guys, here's the point. For example, I'm wearing my St. Thomas hat because today finally the sun came out. It went up to 60. It's really unseasonably cold still here in New England. And we're getting there, aren't we? And it's been raining a lot. The bugs are out. That's one of the beauties of warmer weather. So one of my happy places is the Caribbean, St. Thomas. Beautiful climate, gorgeous beaches, clean, crystal clear water. I love walking on the beach. But we're not always able to be there. We're not always able to visit. And we may be busy at work, we may be busy with our family. So the idea of the ideal place of relaxation, or your happy place, is imagery, to create imagery that helps you to stay calm. Because whatever you focus on, you magnify. Whatever you give attention to, you give energy to, and will grow. So if we're looking out the window saying, another crappy rainy day, oh my God, well, that puts us into not a very hopeful, positive state. So it's important that we do things to protect ourselves, that we take command of our lives. So what we found in our research, and I'm going to cut to the chase, is this. You can fantasize anything you like. However, it is much easier, more powerful, more effective to think of a place where you've actually been. Why? Real simple. Because you have had that experience. You have an imprint. You at a biological, yes, cellular level, have that experience wired in your brain. You've been there. And the more you've been there. So just thinking of it becomes what? A trigger. As if you're there. It doesn't replace being there physically, of course not. But all the research shows in neuroscience that just spending 30 seconds to a minute imagining as if you're there, and if you close your eyes, it's even easier, your body will regain balance. Your body will reduce the stress enzymes, reduce cortisol levels. Your body will create a state of calm and balance as if you were there. Again, it doesn't replace being there, but it does the trick. So you could be busy, under the gun, stress. You've watched the news and you went into, I don't know about you, but I watch the news and I hear some of the reports, it's like, it's hard not to freak out. You can just stop for a moment, maybe allow some slow, deep breaths, and imagine as if you're there. For me, it would be walking on the beach. For you, it might be in the mountains. For you, it might be by a riverbank. For you, it might be in a jacuzzi or in taking a warm bath. Or again, something that you've actually done before. So it's really important during the day, and I really want to hear from you, that you want to do this throughout the day, not just once or twice or occasionally during the week. If you do it throughout your day, yes, for just 30 seconds, a minute or more, it'll help you sleep better at night. Why? Because all throughout the day, you're reducing cortisol and the stress hormones. Because if you don't reduce those stress hormones, then you get wired and you have trouble getting to sleep, or you have trouble what? Staying asleep. Or you crash and you wake up, no matter how much sleep you've had, feeling tired and fatigued. That's your body telling you you're overwhelmed with stress. It's a serious condition. I'm really, I don't want to call myself an expert, but I'm quite masterful. I've spent most of my adult life since I was 19 studying this, the biological, the neurological, the psychological aspects of it. And I'm not going to attempt to go into that because it might be boring for you. But I can tell you that these principles work when you employ them, but it's not magic. It takes time and repetition. So gals, guys, please do this for your own sake, especially now. It'll help you maintain a more hopeful, optimistic perspective. Have you ever heard the expression, if you lose hope, you lose everything? When you're in hope, you think more clearly. And there's a ton of brain science behind this that shows that we're in a state of hope. And when we feel a sense of faith, that things can be better, that somehow, some way we'll figure this out, we think more clearly and we access the higher thinking functions of the brain, and we're more likely to innovate, more likely to make better decisions. We're more likely to be in our state of accessing intuition, where we go beyond our five senses and we're in the right place at the right time. Sounds beautiful? You know, guys, I don't make this up. It's just find out for yourself. So let's do it. So I want you right now, think of a place that you like. It doesn't have to be the Caribbean. It could be here. I live by the Farmington River, the fellow Farmingtonites. It's a beautiful river, and there's some walks that you can go along the river. I go there in one of the parks where there's all soccer fields, but I go in the back in the woods, and it's just very calming. I love doing it. So you can think of a place like that, or you're like in the bath, as if you're in the bath. So whatever it is, your happy place that brings you calm, we'll call it an ideal place of relaxation. So very simply, let's do this short and sweet so that you can more easily duplicate it on your own. And you don't need me, but thank you for allowing me to guide you through this, just to set the stage. Some people like that and prefer it. It is easier. I agree. 3 slow, deep belly breaths. You know how to breathe. I know you do. Inhale through your nose, though, very slowly, just like they teach now the Navy SEALs, as much as you can, and then almost force it, like 3 more short. Hold it briefly, and then exhale out your mouth, like you're blowing out a candle, 3 times. And if you get ready to go to sleep, Anu, Simona, because it's late at night, do this before you go to sleep. I do this at night. Next thing I know, man, you're in a nice, deep, restful sleep. We also know this helps create lower brainwave function, alpha theta states, where you learn faster, you learn easier, and that's another whole topic. If you want to hear more about that, I'd be happy to share some tips with you. But for right now, that. Then I'm going to ask you to now imagine your happy place as if you are there. To make it easy, I'll count to 3, build up suspense. I'll snap my fingers, and then that's your cue to make believe you're there. Very important. Involve all of your senses. So if you're actually walking, on the beach, what would you hear? Do you hear the waves breaking, or the water running along the riverbank, over the rocks, or maybe the bubbles in the jacuzzi, or maybe children playing, if you like hearing children playing, or the birds flying by, or here in the background we have I think they're the tree frogs or the crickets, something. I'm a city boy, although I've been here since 1980 with that. Hey, Pat, I'm glad you're here, Pat. If you listen closely, you might be able to hear them. It's so repetitive and monotonous that after a while you just kind of go deep. So involve all your senses as if you're there. You ready? So let's give this a whirl. So make sure you're in a place where you can be comfortable. Let me just, my glasses, a little odd. Loosen anything you like to loosen. Allow your eyelids to close, nice and easy. I want to do this with you if you don't mind. Just begin to center. If you can hear, I think that's a robin behind me, or some bird starting to whistle. We have so many different birds back here. There used to be a bird sanctuary not too far from here, and they still show up, but at least a half a dozen different species. It's kind of a magical place. Okay, so let's begin. Allow a very slow, deep breath. Take your time, inhaling through your nose. That's it, slowly, slowly. Keep inhaling as much as you can. And then, when you feel like you had it, just almost force it 3 more. Until you can't do any more, hold it briefly. And then exhale out your mouth. Keep exhaling, blowing out the tensions, letting go the distress, the tension that's built up during the day. Just let the crap out. Excuse my language. Very good. Now allow another very slow, deep breath. That's it. Take your time. Keep inhaling, nice and easy. You're doing a great job. Just a little bit more. Keep going, a little more. Fill your belly. Hold it. And exhale out your mouth. You might feel a little lightheaded. That's normal. It's a good sign. You're releasing the distress. You're slowing down your heart rate. Your blood pressure is actually slowing down. Your breathing rate slowing down. This is all normal because you're lowering your brain waves and moving in the direction of sleep. How good it feels to begin to progressively relax deeper and deeper. Allow another, one more. That's it. Take your time slowly. Inhaling, keep inhaling. Keep inhaling. Hold it. Keep a little more if you can. And then exhale out your mouth, releasing the tensions, allowing your body, keep exhaling, allowing your body, brain, and your mind to relax as you go deeper. How good it feels to progressively relax. Deeper and deeper. It's a wonderful, healthy state of mind and body. You rock. I believe in you. You've got this. Now in a moment I'll count slowly from 1 to 3. I'll cause a sound with my fingers. And at that moment, that's your cue to allow yourself to imagine and to visualize as if you're actually there, your happy place, your ideal place of relaxation. There's no right or wrong. However, I recommend allow it to be a place where you've actually been and you know is your happy place. I will now count 1, 2, 3. Now imagine and to visualize as if you're there, your happy place, your ideal place of relaxation. And while you're there, involve all of your senses. What would you see? What do you see at this happy place? What do you hear? The sounds, the rhythmic noise of the water. Perhaps you're by a waterfall or in a jacuzzi. Is there a smell? Can you smell anything? Oh, that wonderful fragrance of the flowers, of the ocean, of the riverbank. And how do you feel? Imagine as if you're there, and know that every time you do this, you'll get more proficient, better and better. And any time in the future, if you're under stress, feeling worried, some intense, worrisome type feelings, you could just stop for a second and pause, eyes open or closed, and think of this happy place as if you're there. And your body and mind will relax just as you are now, and more so with practice. And this is so. It's a wonderful, healthy state of mind and body. Savor the feeling. And if you're ready to go to sleep, you can just do this and allow yourself to drift off to sleep. If, however, it's time to go back to your family, what you were doing, know that when you open your eyelids, you'll be awake, you'll be alert, feeling much better than before, more relaxed and at ease. And now slowly allow your eyelids to open, feeling wonderful. I've got my trigger with me. Welcome back, you genius, you. This was given to me as a gift It's got all 3 of my grandchildren and one of my children. Here, some of you may know our daughter, Dr. Coscia, who is a clinical psychologist, just finishing up her postdoctorate work. So how was that for you? Would you like to make some comments? I'd love to hear from you. Give me a little feedback so I can improve this and know that you participated. Anybody? Come on, you guys. Be brave and courageous. Just tell us where you are and how do you feel? Beautiful family. Thank you, Simona. I do. How was the exercise for you? It wasn't very long. I didn't time it, but it was maybe, 5 minutes. It's hard to tell, even for me sometimes, but I would say it was 5 minutes, 7 tops, probably more like 5. How about you guys, gals? I don't want to pressure you, but if you care to say how you felt, comment. People here. And when we're done, if you found this helpful, share it with your family, share it with your friends. So many people out there are struggling, more so than you and I, perhaps. Some people really have it hard. I feel very blessed and fortunate. I'm in great shape. I have a strong immune system. I'm really not concerned about this virus at all for myself, but I'm concerned for other people. So please share it with others. This will be Facebook Live saves it. I'll see if I can then post it to Instagram, and then share it with others. Let them, hey, Christina, welcome. I don't know if you just joined us, Christina, but the replay, we just did an exercise, your happy place to stay peaceful, calm, serene, and joyful. Simona said, I entered right away in the relaxation. I was on the beach in Breslin. I can't say that word, magical, because I really feel good. I've never been that place. One day, I've only been to Italy a few times. Pat, wonderful, was in my hammock by the lake. Ooh, could smell the pine trees and hear the peacocks. Oh, those animals are gorgeous. I love those birds. Sonia just joined us. Watch the replay. Sonia, we just did a very short, brilliant exercise on your happy place. Vibration all over my body. Hey, Simone, that is a great sign. I didn't quite get the vibration. Actually, the temperature started dropping, and I'm in a t-shirt and a very light summer weight, so I'm feeling a little chilly. See what I'm doing for you guys? I took off my heavier thermal shirt. I was feeling tough. But those vibrations, when you get into it, it doesn't take long. Simona, that's a tribute to you, because when you get proficient in a matter of moments, you get a vibration. This morning, I was in my morning meditation I do every morning, and 45 minutes went by. I didn't want to open my eyes. I was vibrating all over. I felt so good. And I admit, even though I had about 8 hours or more of sleep, I felt sleepy, drowsy. Man, after that, I was awake, I was alert, I was ready to rock and roll. Thank you. Anu says, it was very good, and good night. Yes, Anu, good night too. Mary, Mary Butler. Mary, I remember, because I know you've moved a couple of times. I think you're on the beach now on Cape Cod, my favorite place, right here in New England. Anyone here, if you've never been, you got a vacation there. It's a gorgeous place. Not too many, because then it gets crowded. And the traffic is not so nice. You're welcome. But Mary, watch the replay. We just did your happy place, I do place, short and sweet, little guided relaxation and focusing exercise or meditation. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you for gracing with your presence. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for your comments. It's good to know that you're here. I mean, for that, never been there, on my bucket list. Okay, Simona, one day you got to be here. There's some very cool Silva Method graduates there also who live on Cape Cod. It's a beautiful part of the world with that almost tropical. So I'm going to say so long for now. I'm getting ready for dinner. I just finished I walk every day. I work out every day. Only about 5 days a week I work out vigorously, but every day I go out for a walk, sometimes hike anywhere from 3 to 5 or 7 miles, depends whether I'm by myself or with Barbara or with friends, depends. Oh, you're welcome, Yadranka, I think, if I said your name properly, I hope. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here with us, watching. However, anyway, hence the hat. I've got my St. Thomas t-shirt on. that my son Jason used to live there gave me. That's a beautiful place to be, the islands. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say so long. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Keep practicing. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Be well. And we're going to get through this. And use your time wisely. Study. Use this as an opportunity to study, to stay centered, to learn, to maybe reinvent yourself, to look at, because some of us have to reinvent how we do business, or at least learn some of the lessons. Thank you, Simone. You too have a pleasant night. I'm going to watch a good movie tonight, some good shows with my wife, have a wonderful meal. We're going to talk about with my children. We're going to have a call, something very important coming up, a blessed occasion that I'm not at liberty to announce. So I'll shut up right now. All right, guys. So I'm going to sign off and finish for the night. Excuse me, I just hit the wrong thing.